Yeah, but I mean, intrinsically, there's like you pay two rents, right, and shit
Uh-huh.
like that. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
so it's two jobs, two rents.
Two
Guys, being
rents.
an artist is a lot of work, man. Don't let
Yeah.
anyone fucking fool you. Like,
No.
it's
It's
and just networking is like its own fucking thing.
yes.
So that's my little. This is my little hack for
Yeah. I
that.
mean, especially like I'm not, I wasn't born I'm an introvert
Hmm.
by nature. But as I've done the rounds and stuff, I'm a little more comfortable just kind of approaching people and just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah,
But I mean, it takes a lot of work, and
it's
uh,
exhausting at the very
after
least.
after I'm done, I have to like.
Yeah. Welcome to What's My Thesis. I'm your host, Javier Proenza. Every week, my guests and I share the answers we found to the questions we have. Join us as we explore and expand our worldview and ask what's my thesis. And today, my guest is Juan Gomez. We are at the Artist Co-op in Long Beach, and we're checking out. The studio's pretty cool. It's nice and breezy right now, too, because we're set up some fans strategically.
Yep.
Basically, you asked me how I became aware of you, and I just became aware of you actually really from, I mean, I think I was already following you, but the fact that you were in
Okay.
LA only register, or you were in Long Beach, or actually you're in Santa Ana.
Yeah, I'm in Santa Ana. But I'm everywhere.
Like I'm
Like,
slowly getting farther away from LA, but
yeah,
you're, I mean, that's just still counts as you socialize with us, and we come down to Long Beach all the
yeah,
time too. Like.
yeah, and I'm in LA all the time.
Yeah, and
So
San Pedro, and
yeah,
and you interact with us. So I'm
yeah.
not like saying that just because of your geography, you're not an LA artist. No, you're definitely repping in the scene. Where I saw you was at in San Pedro or San Pedro. Oh God, slap me, San Pedro. And I saw you with your collab with Dakota Newt and now I'm going to call him Carver, Caver,
Caver. Yeah,
Christopher
Christopher. Yeah,
Anthony Valesco.
yeah.
So that's how I became aware of
Oh,
your
okay.
presence in LA,
Oh,
and then
nice.
I mean, but I mean I know you from Instagram a little bit, right?
Yeah, yeah, we follow each other. Yeah.
Talk the occasional shit.
Sometimes,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, like like hey, I like your post,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
which is like a friendship. It's a parasocial relationship. Is that what they're called now?
Right. Yeah.
Is it parasocial when you eat for like people that are of equal standing, or is it parasocial only if someone's a influencer? If it's influencer and simp, as they say. Do you know? I mean, you're not
I
expected to know,
yeah, I don't
but
know.
not
Yeah.
well. Then I just pose that. It's
Yeah,
comment down
comment
below.
down below. Yeah.
Bringing Dakota Newt back into
Right,
this.
right.
Well, cool, man. So, how long? Where are you from originally? Are you from out here,
Uh, Born and bred in Santa Ana,
Santa Ana? Oh, okay.
California. Yeah. Yeah, I just ended up here accidentally. Like,
In Long Beach.
yeah, yeah. A few years ago, there was like a studio tour. I didn't even know this place existed. Um, every year, Long Beach does like a Long Beach artist studio tours.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be people's homes or people's studios. Um,
So it's like an art walk kind of thing.
yeah, like an art walk. Yeah, and um, an artist called uh, Katie Stubblefield. So I came specifically to see her because I really like her work. She's a really talented painter. And she told me that there was this dude in Studio 7, which is the one next door. That's where we used to be a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was looking for a studio mate. So yeah, I went over, introduced myself. We hit it off.
No.
Um, Turns out, he studied in Spain and he is actually married to a Spanish woman, so he knows Spanish.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
he's from Indiana.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's just a weird
Cultured
mix.
Indiana boy.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, that's how I ended up here. We were in the smaller studio, Studio 7, for 2 years.
Now you're over here.
Now I'm here. Yeah,
Is it with the same studio mate?
same guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. His
cool.
name's Eric Leffler,
Yeah.
painter.
Do
Yeah.
you find that sharing a studio affects like what you're working on a little bit or no?
No, not really, because our schedules are so different.
But you don't see like his like geometric like 3-point perspective drawings, and you don't
No.
like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna tie a knot into a 3-point perspective drawing.
No, actually, no.
I'm being stupid, obviously.
No. Yeah. No, but yeah, I can see how that could happen. But yeah,
I've just
no,
never done it.
I don't think we influence each other really, and especially now with what I'm doing. Like, because when I first started here, I was primarily painting, and as time has progressed, now I'm doing rope, these like rope structures. So yeah, I don't feel like we really influence each other. Yeah.
What's behind the rope structures, at least conceptually? Because what I told you, and you can tell me that I'm completely wrong, but what it does, like, it looks like what is it called? Effigies, like little artifacts, little things that represent the other things. Maybe like it reminded me a lot of Santeria. But I mean, that's a Cuban shit thing. I think you're Mexican, right? Or
Yeah, Mexican American or Mexican. Yeah. No, I mean it has to do with the rope itself. Kind of has like a family background. You know, my family is from Zacatecas, Mexico.
That's in the north, right?
Yeah, it's in the north, and they were all working class ranchers, worked with animals a lot, and they would use primarily rope as a tool to like feed their families.
So it's more tied to that.
Yeah, it's tied to that. And then my dad, who kind of like left from that and became like a truck driver, totally like he was like and still very working class, but not very like rancher himself at all. More like city type, driving.
He's a city boy.
Right. And
I love that. I make it American terms. I'm like a rancher from Texas.
yeah. Driving like industrial trucks and so forth, but he would still use those same knots that he learned.
Yeah.
To tie his like haul.
Once
or
a Boy
whatever.
Scout, man.
Yeah.
I my mom bought me a book of knots one time. I fuck with knots a little bit, like from mountain climbing, but only like that's a limited set of knots. Definitely, like there's so many crazy. Sometimes the YouTube videos pop up and I'll just watch them because they're like, it's like satisfying in a weird way.
Right. So it kind of transferred onto me. I was always like horrible at it. Like my dad was like, I remember when I would go out and work with them or help him out with something, he'd always like
redo them,
like like pendejo, like and then just like do it himself and tie it all quick and stuff. And I was like, I never got how to do it, and I felt like I was doing the same thing he did with his father. I was kind of moving on from that like working class background and like, I'm going to be an artist.
Yeah.
But little did I know that it's also very like working class because it's it's fucking work.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
and you need two jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
One as an artist and one to feed yourself. Yeah.
Exactly. So, so I'm doing that now, and it kind of puts things in perspective. And I am very much working class. Like I'm not a country boy, but I don't work with animals, but it's all tied together. And
I think most guests on this show end up being that, just because those are like my, the people in my circle. Like, not that there's like anything against. I always feel like I have to say this against the like cutthroat art world, but I don't know that I could live my life always worrying about whether or not I can sell the object of my fascination.
Right.
Like if my entire livelihood depended on that shit, I don't know. That's a lot of pressure to make work.
Yeah.
So
yeah, kind of. Yeah, once I eventually graduated, it just like, when you start off younger, you're like, you want to be this big art star and want to make it and be represented. But as you
who even knows what that is?
Yeah,
like you have no concept of that unless you've actually done it, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, I think just the important thing about it's just keep making shit.
But I think even like top tier artists sometimes have to still do commercial work. Like especially photographers and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I know of I don't want to name names, but I know of a few in Miami that I also have known artists that just live off of making art, which is like fucking great on them.
Yeah.
But they're also a little weird.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? Like, there's like a bubble of reality, reality distortion field that they surround themselves with. Again, I'm not naming names because I don't
No,
want anybody to get offended.
no.
They would probably acknowledge that they're weird, though. I
Yeah.
think you can't be weird and not know that you're weird.
Right.
People react to you too much.
Definitely. Yeah, and I have met a few people that are making a living off of it right now, but
It's
But-
h- it's
but I-
hard. Go ahead.
oh no, I think it's too early to tell whether they're gonna be like. They seem pretty normal right now, but
Oh, if they're gonna be weird.
yeah. So I don't know that aspect of
Well,
it.
this
Yeah.
person, I'm also thinking about conceptual and performance artists, so I think the more you go into your own hole of like unbridled ritual shit, like it's like, do you know anything about like magicians like Aleister Crowley and all of those guys?
Just
You're aware of them, right?
just because of like Led Zeppelin and
Yeah.
Jimmy Page's fascination with them, but
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know too much.
So it's basically guys that like, or Aleister Crowley was basically a dude that just inherited a shit ton of money and just blew it all. And it's like there is some sort of leisure involved in being a magician, right? And I think it's like being a bachelor for too long and no one ever visits your apartment kind of thing. Do you get where I'm
Okay.
like, just the idea. I think Carl said that he just became weird. He did it for a Carburata. He did it for 5 months when he first moved out to LA because he had sold a bunch of paintings and he was like, oh no, I can't.
Right.
I need to like talk to people.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it does sound interesting to like kind of like be that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I work my day job and I'm just like, I'm on social media like during off times and I'm watching people online and they have their big show or whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck. And I'm stuck here in the office,
Yeah, I'm starting to try to deal with the FOMO because it does. Sometimes I do see people getting shows and I'm like, man, I spent so much energy on the podcast and
Oh, okay.
maybe if
Yeah.
I didn't do it, I would have energy for something else, right?
Yeah.
But for that hustle. But I don't know. I think also to some degree, hopefully, the better the show does, the better my art career does too.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I'm okay with people not knowing me for my art because, like, or knowing me primarily from the show because, like, otherwise they wouldn't know me at all.
Right.
And it's not like I'm looking for fame, but like, to do this, you kind of have to have some level of a following, right?
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, as I get older, it's like, as long as I get my check and I'm able to like support my family and feed myself like that, it kind of, it evens out.
Yeah. But I mean, intrinsically, there's like, you pay 2 rents, right? And shit like that. Like,
Yep.
so it's 2 jobs, 2 rents. Guys, being an artist is a lot of work, man. Don't let anyone fucking fool you. Like, it's and just networking is like its own fucking thing, so that's this is my little hack for that.
Yeah. I mean, especially like I'm not, I wasn't born, I'm an introvert by nature. But as I've done the rounds and stuff, I'm a little more comfortable just kind of approaching people and just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
But I mean, it takes a lot of work and
it's exhausting. At the very least.
After I'm done, I have to like,
yeah,
you know.
I don't get burnt out doing the show unless I'm like not planning the show properly. I get burnt out from going to galleries for like a month straight and just like I mean I had a blast at BLA Connect and I am like not doing anything this weekend.
Right. Yeah, and I do.
I fucking loved every second of it. I really liked. It was great to like just be like it was the first time the whole Bendix was open. Everything was open at the same time. So like everybody, it was like if you're in the Bendix enough, you know a lot of people there. So it just becomes hard because that's just the nature of a small space. So it just became hard to leave a space because I would like be talking to someone and then someone else would join the conversation and then those people would leave and it was just like, it was fun. It was like, but then at the end of it, I was just like, no puedo hacer más.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do have like months where I'm like, every like weekend I'm going to a show.
Yeah.
Gas is expensive, but I gotta go.
Yeah.
Be
especially
out there.
for you. Damn,
Yeah.
that's a fucking trek. Yeah.
So it's like just something you got to do, and it's part of the job, I guess.
Yeah.
I know it probably drives my wife crazy, but I mean, she's like supportive and she goes with me and stuff.
Is she an artist as well?
She's she doesn't consider herself one, but she's artistically inclined.
Inclined, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, she
yeah,
married an artist.
yeah,
To some degree, you have to be able
yeah.
to
But
tolerate, at least tolerate
she
your
has my
shenanigans.
shenanigans, yeah. But she definitely like helps me out, and she has an eye for things, and
So she can crit you. You're
yeah,
cool with that?
definitely, yeah. Very like Virgo, like keeps me on point. Yeah.
Well, cool, man. So, do you have a topic that you wanted to cover today, or
Well, I mean, because I know you're based on what I've seen like online with you, like I
I'm nervous.
I saw the no I saw the guitars,
Uh
so I'm
huh.
like, oh, this guy must be like really into music.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
I mean, I'm
so
literally wearing a guitar pedal shirt right now.
yeah, yeah. And before we filmed, like you shared a little more, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm
yeah.
like I'm a huge nerd of gear and almost
Mm-hmm.
more so than I mean I can play,
Nice. Yeah.
but I'm not playing for like performance, at least not right now. Maybe someday again.
Someday.
But
Right.
I just love to just fucking I just got an EVH F515
Oh,
EL34.
wow.
I also realize I also learned later that they're not reliable.
Oh,
So
they're not.
no,
Oh,
like I'm
okay.
like, oh, hopefully it won't
That's a
break.
shame. Um,
But it's made by Fender. It's one of the I think it's one of the Fenders that are made in Mexico. But like with
oh,
those amps, they fucking still charge like they're made in America. So,
yeah.
but yeah. So anyway, so you're into what specifically? Are you a pedal guy or are you a guitar guy?
No, no. I mean, just music. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
yeah. I mean, I like gear too, but like I'm like a failed guitarist that
Failed guitarist.
yeah that would go to a Guitar Center, buy a guitar, and then mess around with it, and then it's sitting in the garage.
Oh,
So
really? What did you
yeah.
get? Now I'm
Um,
curious.
like
A
like
Squire Strat.
yeah, like I got a
Oh,
Telecaster,
Telly.
and
Those are hard to play, man.
yeah,
Tellys are like uncomfortable as fuck. Maybe that's why you stopped playing.
that probably
Like it's a fucking cutting board with strings on it.
exactly. Um,
The Strat is like the fat guy's dream
uh,
because it has the belly cut,
yeah,
and then it has this contour right here. It basically just molds to your
that's
body.
true. Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
and I do have a Strap, but I got it a long time ago. It's made from some company called Crate, but I think they're like
Crate. Yeah, yeah,
an amp
yeah,
company, aren't
they,
they?
yeah. I mean, they're a music instrument company, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're more known for their crates. I don't think they're still around actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but I mean, that doesn't mean it's worth anything.
I know. I was about to. I got excited there for a sec.
No.
Yeah. What do you call those? The guitars with like the cones.
The cone?
It's like an acoustic, but it's like a steel string.
Oh,
And then,
the resonators?
yeah,
Like the one on the Dire Straits Brothers in
yeah,
Arms
yeah.
album.
I
Yeah,
got one
yeah.
of those too.
Oh, you got one of those? Those
Yeah,
things sound like fucking like they're coming. Like it sounds like you're playing guitar inside a radio.
yeah, yeah. And every once in a while, like to relieve some stress or whatever, I do strum it. I knew a few chords here and there, but I used to spend a lot more time with it. But
Mhm.
I no longer have any time for that.
No, I mean the art practice and like that. It took me a while to realize the difference between hobby, work, and
Yeah,
and art,
right.
because it's like art doesn't quite fit hobby, and it doesn't quite fit work,
No. So
but it's labor intensive.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, no, I mean, and I was just kind of interested because as much as this is to, mm, get to know me a little better, I kind of wanted to know.
Well, what do you want to know?
No, no, I mean, just like in musical terms, like I thought of this and I was just like, huh, like this is something I would ask like other artists as well. Like if you had to pretend, um, like in musical terms, or like who do you base your, again, pretending, like who would you base your artistic career, like comparing it to a band, like who are you musically? Like, are you?
Oh man, I wish I could say I was David Bowie.
Oh,
But I don't have the fucking willpower
that
and the commitment to be that insane.
that's a good
That
one.
would be what I would aspire
Aspire
to.
to,
Yeah, man,
right?
that guy. I remember I saw him do an interview on Conan O'Brien. This is like so like obscure. It just resonated with me. He was like talking about how he was part of the mime wars. Like he was just completely like fucking making shit up, and it was like it was the most. It was like fascinating. You, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like because when I was a kid, we my friends and I had a crew called the Shit Talking Crew,
Oh,
and,
okay.
and we had different crews that encompassed different people, and it was like kind of fucked up a way of just like excluding friends. There was the Soul Brothers, and the Soul Brothers had a handshake. Then there was the the Woo Shit Talkers,
Wow.
and it was like to get into that one, you had to be able to just kind of ramble and freestyle inane fucking narratives that are just dumb and
Oh, wow.
and then we saw him do that and it was like whoa, he's like the woo shit master.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
David Bowie. Oh, wow.
David Bowie, I mean realistically I'm probably more of a Kurt Cobain. Oh shit.
No, no, you're not.
No, I mean I used to be and before meds. Maybe now who would I be? This is a fun game though. Who would you be? I'll keep thinking.
I mean, I'm just gonna name off like bands that like yeah, you could totally name bands that you admire in the yeah, but
I would like to be the Deftones. I think that maybe
Ooh.
might be more you know, I
Deftones.
hate Gibson guitars.
Right, Deftones. That's a good one.
Only 7 strings. I retune. Actually, I am the Deftones. So
Okay.
because basically what the guitarist, I forget his name was, but he starts to fuck around with different tunings, but ends up playing the same shit.
Oh, you
Like,
mean the guitar player
of the Deftones. Yeah.
Carpenter?
Yeah.
Stephen Carpenter. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said I'm not dissing on him. He said this himself. He like works with other tunings,
Uh huh.
but then ends up playing the same kind of
shit.
riff, which is
Yeah.
hilarious. But like that's basically me, you know. Like I basically have a conceptual conceit, and then I fucking work with it until it's dead in different
Mhm.
contexts.
Nice.
But yeah, what about
Yeah.
you? So who are your bands?
I mean, let me see. Uh, probably where I kind of like. I may be giving myself too much credit. Never mind. But
No, you
I
do.
I
Come
like,
on.
like I'm still like I'm I'm nobody, but someone that like really inspires me, like Black Rebel Motorcycle Club.
That's like some punk shit, right?
Kind
Or is
of
it?
punk garage, a little bit of shoegaze, kind of
Oh,
lots of
okay.
noise,
No, I don't know them.
and they kind of delved into like blues and country tinged, and they're kind of back to rock and roll.
Good,
But they're always making albums.
yeah.
It's a 3-piece. Uh, they're always on the road. They're doing stuff, but they're not like super famous.
Yeah.
But they don't like try and, they're not like they're not very talky. They're not like they wear black. It's kind of grimy and gritty, and they're like doing the thing.
Now, would you say Cause is Steven Seagal of music? Like Steven Seagal is a musician. He was a blues
Yeah,
performer.
yeah.
Like, Cause would be around that, or would that be? Now I'm just trying to think of how we can diss artist careers. Be like, you're Huey Lewis in the News,
Oh my
motherfucker.
god. Yeah. Like who would I not want to be? Jeez. I don't know. That's
I don't want to be DeAntword. Apparently, they're like fucking weirdos.
Really?
Yeah, like they like salty kind of weirdos. I mean, that's allegedly. I've only heard rumors. I don't fucking know, but I've heard weird shit from like celebrities that have met them that
Right.
think they're assholes.
Oh,
But-
really?
But those celebrities I haven't met myself, so I don't know if they're assholes.
right.
It could be Amber Heard just being like, "Yo."
But I mean, I guess like that's kind of what I like. Said admire in bands that like aren't that big, but they're like on the road. They're always like releasing albums, even though they're not big. They're like they're doing it.
Oh,
So
so
that
I should have. So I was so I went way too big.
oh yeah. No. I mean that's totally fine.
Like realistically, I'm like somebody playing in their closet.
Oh no. I mean I honestly like I just feel like I mean I'm not saying I don't have aspirations. Like of course like everyone
Yeah,
wants to make money, but I'm just
but
trying
you
to
don't.
be.
You like the grind.
Yeah, I like the grind and the
Yeah,
fact that people have their day jobs and after they're done they come to the studio or whatever if they're gonna perform
it's
or
like a gym or some shit. You
yeah
know,
yeah.
like
So it's like
I'm gonna unwind after work. Yeah.
yeah, there's something like really tough and gritty about it. And another band, and I just got into them. I've probably been a fan for a couple of years. And I actually saw them a couple of weeks ago or last week. Failure.
No, I don't know
I never
them.
heard of them. Oh,
No, that's a great one.
they're um. Everyone says this about them. They're your favorite band's favorite band.
Oh yeah. It's like a
Yeah.
comedian's comedian. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, if you once you're done, like go check
Failure.
Failure. Yeah, check them
That
out.
for some reason that just reminded me of I saw someone. I'm basically gonna shout out someone's IG that I don't know, but I love the title. I think they might be from Coaxial Arts. That's maybe where I'm seeing them.
Okay.
But their IG handle is Gay Felony, which is so fucking. I was like, yo, that's a DJ name.
Oh,
DJ Gay Felony.
yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, just like you know.
So then, like, what? How does music? It seems like there's a tie-in between music and art for you, which I get, but I kind of keep them separately. I find that artists and musicians, like, I think the closest in dialogue in how they describe their practice, painters and musicians are the closest because they're talking about moods, vibes, and shit like that. They're very, like musicians can just like sit there and like feel something, which I can't. I can't. I don't have
Yeah.
the capacity to let go and just be like. Yeah, I'm not saying that musicians are cringe, but I'm saying that they have a freedom to delve into areas that I would make myself cringe trying to get into. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think painters are closely related. And then I think like the farthest thing from a musician is a conceptual artist, which is kind of what I am.
Oh, okay.
But I still make music, so it's not. But I mean, for me, those practices are a little bit different because like music. I decided I wanted to be an artist over a musician because I didn't want to play the same songs over and over again.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. Okay, so then what? How do you tie those two together? Like, what is your bridge to music?
Well,
Because you started off as a painter, so I think that
yeah. Well, I mean, it's also those like from the musicians I know, like the process of like, and I know a few like working musicians that like, they do it. It's like a weekend thing.
we do have that in common
Yeah,
with musicians.
but I mean, it's like the whole process of like
Yeah.
not you're tired, but you still got to do the thing, so you're gonna do it.
Yeah. Or else you'll be deadly depressed.
Right? Or I mean,
It's a compulsion. It is. You like if I could be a corporate guy in a suit, I would totally love that shit. But it just makes me sad.
yeah,
And makes me feel hollow.
right. And then like, what's the alternative? Not like doing it, sitting in a corner, like, oh, I wish I was bigger, but I'm not.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. The whole point is to like do the thing.
Yeah.
There's another band that isn't like too well known, like more well known around here. LA Witch.
Okay. I mean, you say that like you're expecting any
No,
reaction from me.
no. I'm just
the last time I really
you-
knew about
never-
no, but I'm just letting you know so you
Yeah,
you
no,
don't
no,
keep
no.
expecting that from me because
No.
the last time I listened to like that I looked for new music was probably in fucking Napster days. Like now
Yeah.
it just kind of comes at you, right?
Right,
But like
right.
I'm embarrassingly. Well, I mean, I guess I'm a podcaster, but I listen to podcasts more than I listen to music.
That's fine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it sounds like to you it's a lot more intertwined with the art making experience.
Well, yeah, because there's also like, like album cycles. Like I kind of feel like, a group of work is kind of like an album
Okay.
in a way, because it's all tied together.
This would be your Prince period then.
What? Oh yeah, I guess, yeah.
Because most of the work in here is purple.
Yeah.
You don't have to be.
Right. Yeah, so that's kind of how I think of, it's not like I'm working on one painting and then the idea's gone and that's it. Like you put it away and then on to the next one. Kind of, it still has to be connected to each other and make like a group of work.
Do you find that you listen to particular albums during stages?
No, because it like this week is like it's like Soul Week. This week.
Okay.
Next week might be Jazz Week. It's just
so there's no direct correlation.
There's no.
It's just more metaphorical the way that you think about it in terms of how you put that stuff together.
Right.
So then what kind of like what would you say if we were still in high school and you had to pick a side? And you had to say you're like a rocker, you're an alternative kid, a raver. What is your main genre? What like make yourself two-dimensional right now.
Oh, crap. Like high school I was like a whole thing apart. I didn't join any of those groups.
No, what were you?
No.
You were
because like I was wearing, cowboy boots and
yeah, you do have a very different sense of style.
I had longish hair, and that didn't fit in with like the greasers or rebels or whatever.
Wait, long hair. How old were you? How old are you?
I'm 40.
You're 40?
Yeah.
Long hair was fucking cool, man.
Oh yeah, but not when I was in high school though.
Not when you were in high school. Oh, you know what?
No.
Actually, that's too. Yeah, I remember cutting my hair in high school. You're right.
Yeah.
And so if you're 2 years younger than me, that is legit. I'm sorry. I retract my hostility.
Oh no. I mean, I wasn't really, I wasn't jockey either. I wasn't,
Yeah.
Just,
what do you call the hats that you like to wear? What is that style of hat?
it's a Stetson.
Stetson.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Those things are fucking expensive, dude.
They are.
Like you're balling.
Also, another.
I've seen videos on how they make those things.
Yeah.
They're all like, it's just like felt at the beginning, and then they suck it through all these like forms and shit. It's really like it's intensive.
It's an expensive like obsession.
Yeah. So how many do you have?
Too much. I mean, I'm not like specifically like I only wear Stetsons. Like no, like I wear all types.
Yeah.
Straw hats too. And,
But I think that like that usually I see you in Stetsons or no?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think from what you've seen.
Like from Instagram and stuff.
Yeah. It just happens when I'm wearing them.
When did that interest start?
Yikes. Probably early on. Like, no, I only had a couple of hats like when I started college.
Yeah.
I had like really cheapy. Like I didn't even know what a Stetson was. It's just as you progress, and it's like, oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
And I think it also like depends on like the music I was listening to. I learned like, you.
What's Stetson music? How would
kind of like the
big band and shit?
No, kind of like more of the country, like from.
Oh.
And I'm talking more like not country, like.
Not Garth Brooks.
Not Garth Brooks. I'm talking more like 50s, 60s, 70s.
Woody Guthrie and
Waylon Jennings, Willie
all
Nelson.
the shit that what's his name, Norm Macdonald likes, the comedian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just has all of those motherfuckers on the show. I mean, not. I think he had. Anyway, he's interviewed a bunch of people on his podcast. He died.
Yeah.
I just don't like to speak of him in the past tense because he's one of my heroes.
He was really good friends with also a country music singer that I really liked from back then. I actually met him. Billy Joe Shaver.
Yeah.
He was really good friends with them. I
didn't
realize that.
Yeah, no, and he's that's actually the only way I know about Billy Joe Shaver.
So stuff like that. Yeah.
He's had more than one on that on that podcast. That podcast was amazing. It was one of the best fucking things.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch it?
Just those episodes with Billy Joe. Yeah. Those are really cool.
They gave him one on Netflix. They didn't renew it, but that was also his fucking. He would like take breaks and then just keep the cameras rolling. He would take fake breaks.
Okay.
And there's one time he just threw David Spade off. Anyway, it's
Oh my
fun to
god.
retell other people's
Yeah, yeah,
shows.
yeah.
Cool, man. So then, all right. So how would you compare the music world to the art world? Like, I mean, it looks like it does seem like there are some similarities. There's like the working class people that are trying to make it.
Right.
Do you think that there are any musicians that are okay just like coasting like we are, like that don't have no grand ambitions to be like represented?
Do I feel that's okay or
No, do you imagine that anyone is like trying that hard in music?
some people are? I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, definitely. I mean, because I think it would be noticeable if you weren't trying. You're
Yeah.
just kind of like, eh.
But I mean, I'm sure there are bands that are just like hanging out, you know, like they don't necessarily expect they're gonna get signed, but they just want to fucking jam.
Oh,
You get what
that's
I'm
what you
saying?
mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like which I think would be parallel to us.
Right.
So then, cool. So then, did you have any other thoughts on the musician topic or?
Um, like there's, and I wonder if that equates like bands like the Foo Fighters. I don't. I hopefully you're not a Foo Fighters fan, but
I can take him or leave him. I like Dave Grohl. I think he's like he's it's not music for me, but he wasn't like I don't begrudge him his success. He's
yeah,
not making it's therapy. It's pop.
yeah, yeah. I
It's
mean,
pop.
he seems like a nice guy, but like it's just that just gets like ugh.
What
Like
what's your beef with it?
I don't know. It's like it's almost like too big. It's just kind of like it doesn't seem relatable. It just seems kind of like eh.
What about
Like
that first album? Did you when it first came out? I didn't even know it was him, and I fucking love the Foo Fighters. That first "Visiting is Pretty."
yeah, I didn't think too much of it. I liked the second album.
Oh, see, after the second one
Yeah,
was the one where I started to kind of just be like, oh, this band is getting like, it's the same thing that happened with Green Day, you know, like they
yeah,
just became uncool because they were so mainstream.
yeah.
Um, but
Then the learning to fly
yeah, I
and
mean, you can't deny that Everlong is a fucking good
yeah,
riff.
it is. Yeah, but it just
But you know, like okay, so the songs that I did with them, there are definitely songs that I didn't like when they came out, like Monkey Wrench. I didn't like it, but now I'm like, oh, this shit is fine. It's like
no,
it's an okay song,
yeah.
but yeah, it's funny that you have such a distaste for them. What else do you hate? Like who are the worst bands? I'm liking this.
Oh man, let me
I
see.
fucking hate the Eagles, and I know
Oh,
I hated them before fucking the Big Lebowski. My friends used to play that shit. It is the sappiest fucking 40-year-old boomer shit that I've ever heard. I
no.
do like that one Don Henley song, "Boys of Summer," and that's it.
Oh,
And
okay.
then it's yeah, like I hate those fucking guys. I hate Hotel California with such a fucking
Oh
passion.
wow.
I hate songs I hate. I hate House of the Rising Sun. That
Uh,
fucking song sucks. That song is so fucking pretentious. I hate anything from the 70s that's like dum, dun, 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 dun. Like that genre of you know,
yeah.
Go Ask Alice is fine as a song, but that genre, everything else that is kind of storytelling from the
Yeah.
70s of like that, especially if a fucking dude is singing it, I hate it. I
Oh
fucking
wow.
hate it. There's
I'm
that
gonna
one song
say
that's like, "Come along if you can." Da, 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 come
uh,
along if you can. I
that's
hate that
horrible.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah. I work
Who's that?
I don't know.
Okay.
But it's like on a magical mystery ride. Like it's just there was a period of that shit that I fucking hate. Anyway, what do you hate?
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel, that was my first
I
concert.
hate Billy Joel.
there is some okay Billy Joel. There's some awful Billy Joel. So I'll give you that
It,
one.
it sounds like elevator music.
Yes.
That
In the middle of the night.
yeah. That I swear there was this song that always followed me around. Like it would play on the radio, or if I was like at a restaurant or like a Denny's or the burger place here in the corner, it would always play. It I don't know what the song is called, but it has this like weird like keyboard riff.
Who is it?
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel? I don't know. So do you
Something
you
about-
also hate We Didn't Start the Fire?
Something probably. I mean, I'm not really too sure.
Oh,
what
okay.
song
You just
that is,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
if it has Billy
It's
Joel,
the
I'm
one
like,
that
no.
yeah. Okay, cool.
Something about this.
What about Uptown Girl, dude?
No. something about This Is My Life. This is my.
Oh
life.
yeah. No, he definitely has some fucking
Yeah.
songs that are awful. And then same thing with I would put Sting in that category of like, I don't know how he had, like, if it wasn't for VH1 and old people, he wouldn't have had a career when I was a kid, because that was not MTV music. And then
John Mayer. Another
Yeah, I
one.
fucking hate
John Mayer.
I worked at an instrument store, and in that slow dancing in a burning room.
Yeah.
Goddamn, why is it so much more fun to hate stuff than like stuff? But yeah, I'm loving this.
Unfortunately, and this wasn't true of like, I liked it. I liked Cream. I liked Blind Faith, but Clapton.
Yeah, I'm not a Clapton fan. I don't like that song from the what's his name? It's the one, the Blues Breakers album.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I know which one you're
There's
talking
like,
about. Yeah.
you're gonna be my little girl.
Yeah.
You've been through 18 years of pain. What the fuck? It's like, whoa, wait. So like, I'm saving you from your family,
Right.
and he keeps calling it.
Yeah. So Clapton. So John Mayer reminds me of Clapton, especially
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
There's like this 80s like resurgence going on. So now he's wearing like the kind of like what Clapton would wear in the 80s, like a sports coat and then like rolling up the sleeves. John Mayer's doing that now, and he's playing like pink Stratocasters and
Yeah. Although those things are fucking nice. Those Paul Reed Smiths, they have the necks on them it doesn't feel like a Strat. The necks are different. They're very flat. They're like more for shredding, which is so crazy because Paul Reed Smith goes after the Gibson market, but they make like shredder guitars almost.
okay.
They're like, the necks are much faster than like a Strat, at least in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I was trying to think of somebody else, because like there is a lot of like, I mean, I'm not a huge Clapton fan either. I hate fucking Layla. I hate that, like, this is how bad a lot of blues music is that I've listened to some of what's his name, Steven Seagal's blues on podcasts, and I was like, hey, this shit isn't that bad. That's how much I don't like fucking blues, that I think, like white guys playing blues. And I feel like and I feel like what's his name, like, blues is such a simple music style, and it is so that people can play together, but like people that fucking internalize the blues, like, go fuck yourself if you're a white guy.
Clapton's like,
Yeah,
like equating it like to like a painter, and it's not like a knock on what would you call that genre, but just painting that's like super like realism, like uber like realism. Yeah. To me, that's what Clapton is.
Yeah,
But he takes the soul out of like everything.
Yeah,
no,
that's so funny
offense.
because that's what he's known for being soulful, and I hate it. I don't buy it.
And no offense to painters that are, that
Well,
paint in
I
that
think
style.
I
It's
think
just-
that that's not fair to the painters. I agree with you with your apology, because I think that, like, I mean, realism is fine.
You're right. It is. Yeah, it takes a lot of skill.
It's not as offensive as fucking Clapton.
So maybe that's like a bad
Bad 1-to-1.
Sorry.
Comment
down below.
Yeah, comment down below.
Yeah.
Tell him he's an asshole.
Yeah.
But still like it, because I'm not the one saying that.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, I feel like that, shit like Steve Vai and all of that stuff, like, I know people love that shit, and I know that, like, guitarists really learn that, but I'd rather listen to Yngwie Malmsteen, who does, like, the neoclassical metal than that shit any day, because it's like like he's stealing from Europeans.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking European, so he's like, I love Ingve. He's such a fucking eccentric asshole.
He is. He's like such a prick, but like.
I mean, I don't know, but I think that's the reputation. Allegedly, he's a prick.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
he's that fucking good.
Yeah.
My favorite is the video of him saying he doesn't like donuts. Don't give me a fucking donut.
I've never seen it. I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah.
And I love when there's like an impression that you can do of somebody that's not racist because it's literally that guy, not like a cultural impression. He has that accent.
Oh my god.
But nobody from wherever the fuck he's from, I swear to God, is gonna sound like him.
Yeah, I don't even know where he's from.
He's like some Eastern European, Northern European type shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
I think he's Bulgarian or some shit. Maybe. Okay. I don't know. Now it's fun to just speculate. He's from Transylvania. He's a vampire.
I mean, and he's like he's pretty beefy now, right? He's
I mean,
stocky.
He was out there to get laid for sure. I'm sure he did wreck some peas. I'm sorry, I didn't even know where I was going with that, and I just ended with the. No. It ended up grosser.
but I mean, he said he doesn't like donuts, but he's pretty.
Oh, chunky.
Oh yeah, super chunky.
No, back in the day, he was like I think he could do splits and shit.
Oh really?
Yeah, like back in the day, he was a fucking tight jeans, tight ass guy. But yeah, I mean, he looks like Busta Rhymes now and Val Kilmer. Oh no, sorry, Val Kilmer, you can't do that too because he's got lung. Yeah, sorry. My bad. But Busta Rhymes.
He's pretty big. Yeah.
I mean, he might have lost all that weight, but but forever burnt into your fucking brain is that BET picture.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm not one to talk, but I mean, yeah,
we're not fat shaming. We're just acknowledging that he wasn't his best looking self.
Right.
It also was funny that they made them mercilessly. Actually, you know what? I am fat shaming. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. But only Busta Rhymes. I love Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah.
Who would Busta Rhymes be like in terms of the art world? Like what genre of art? Because it's easier to make it about the genre. I would say
I don't know. That's a hard one.
I don't know. There's a cadence to him that's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Who else do you hate? It's just fucking hate on music for the rest of the episode.
Yeah. I was gonna say Elton John, but actually, no, I don't hate Elton John.
Nah, man. Elton John's songs are the type that you can listen to at a job on a playlist over and over again, and you don't hate him.
Right.
That's like how good that shit is. Rocket Man, I've used to fucking listen to that shit so many times at my job, and oh my god, I still fucking love that.
The only reason that unfortunately you think piano and you think Billy Joel, that's the only reason why.
Well, they also did used to tour together.
Oh, okay.
I went to, by the way, just to clarify, I don't have a beef with Billy Joel. I actually fucking like Billy Joel. I mean, I totally understand not liking him. There is definitely if you're maybe 2 years younger than me, I can totally see how if your parents didn't raise you on like early Billy Joel and just all that was left was later Billy Joel. There's that one song where the kid is about to kill himself and and he steps in and like that shit is awful. In fact, it's so bad that they make it a quirk on do you watch The Boys? The TV show?
Not yet. It's on my list. But
it's pretty good. But yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that the main character on that likes Billy Joel a lot. Or one of the main characters, because there's a few.
So you know how I mentioned Foo Fighters, but then again, I don't know if we want to get into that. But
go ahead.
Someone in the art world that's just like super famous, but like you dislike them. It's just like But tell me who else do you dislike as bands? I like that topic instead of trying to compare it to an artist. I like just knowing who you hate. Right.
I want to get you in trouble. I want comments of people being like, "What the fuck does this guy know about music?"
I know. I don't
You're gonna be canceled for not liking all the popular shit. All right.
Sure.
How are you? Let's see. Do you like stuff like there was a I actually like some Creed.
Oh no.
One! Oh,
Yeah,
one!
Creed was bad too.
Oh, yeah, they're terrible, but they're so great, too.
Right.
They were like, they actually kind of deserved what they got. Like, in terms of career notoriety, because, like, they're like a crossover Christian band, aren't they?
Mhm.
Yeah. Like, they got me to
Yeah.
fucking jam out to, like, Jesus when I was in my car.
Right. Who else? Usually I would know this, but now that I'm on
No,
you
on
put
the
me on the
spot.
spot, I'm just like,
All right,
who
let's
I
do
hate?
genres. Well, who's your least favorite rapper? It already popped into my head, so I can give you mine.
Go.
You can't say mine though. Eminem.
Oh, that's a good one. Damn. Damn, that's
The thing is that I just don't know enough
Oh.
about artists about the art worlds to like do 1-to-1 comparisons. Go.
Yeah. I mean, it counts, but what's his name? P. Diddy or whatever.
Oh,
his
yeah.
name? Yeah, I
Yeah.
hate him. I do
Yeah,
not like him.
he was a good producer though. You
Is
can't.
he?
Yeah, I mean, you can't take the Biggie Smalls career away from him. That man.
That's true.
That man fucking like. There's just no way that Biggie Smalls is Biggie Smalls without Puffy. It really is a fucking crazy thing. Like that dude knew what the fuck he was doing with that. In fact, he was so good that Tupac, like Biggie wanted Tupac to manage him,
Right.
and Tupac was like, "Nah, man, fucking Puffy's gonna make you a star. Stick with him."
Oh wow.
Because I think he had already blown up Craig Mack, who I like, but is like just fucking faded into obscurity.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's still alive, right, Craig Mack?
I don't know. He might be dead. He might be dead,
Oh, wow.
actually. But he was one of those, like, all of that Bad Boy Entertainment crew, they all became, religious people, which is so funny. Like,
Mace
and him. And,
Yeah.
I mean, he did have a song, Craig Mack did have a song about When God Comes at the end of his album.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah. Yeah, let's see. What about, worst alternative act of all time? That one's hard.
That's a hard one too.
What about classic rock bands? That's easy.
Oh, like
Leonard Skinner. Overrated as fuck. 2 songs. Freebird is dope, but
well, what Leonard Skinner is now. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think some of those albums in the 70s are good.
Yeah.
But after the main players
Yeah.
pass away, that all goes to shit.
That's like the Misfits without fucking what's his
Oh
name?
yeah, Danzig. Yeah, yeah. And Danzig gets a lot of hate, but I still like Danzig.
Apparently he's a very goth dude.
Right. Have you seen his movies?
No. Are they bad?
Horrible.
Oh, really?
Horrible.
Yeah. Mother's a great song though.
No, it is.
That was one that I didn't like when it came out.
Really?
And then and then I started to play GTA.
Oh,
and then on
okay.
that one I was like, yo, this shit is great.
Yeah. Gonna say Electric Light Orchestra.
Oh yeah, that's pretty hateful.
I
Pretty odious.
don't like them.
What
Yeah.
about Emerson Lake Palmer? I don't know them that well.
I don't know them that
well enough to shit on them.
Yeah.
I got a little tired of that fucking Fleetwood Mac song when that guy did the video that went crazy and everybody wanted to listen to it. I liked the song, but I was just like, okay, man, maybe 30 times isn't. It didn't have the staying power. What is it? Because then I start. Like part of my OCD is correcting grammar in my head.
Oh,
You
okay.
know? And then it's like thunder only happens when it's raining is like technically not correct.
Right.
And that just bothers me.
It's a good
like
song, but yeah.
It's like something I can't pick at. And then also, their stories are great.
Right. All the debauchery and
Was
cheating
it-
on each other and
Who was the guy that slept with his daughter? I don't know if he was part of the Fleetwood Mac. He was part of a big band, and he was just like he R'd her, and then the next morning he was like, she was like, "Hey, what the fuck?" And he goes, "Oh no, we were just making love." And then it just progressed. Like the relationship is,
who that is.
your expression, your facial expression is accurate.
Yeah.
Is a good reaction. Now we know that you're not. What's not in your search history is that step sibling porn that's all over the place.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith.
I hate
awful.
Aerosmith.
They only have one song that's good, and it don't sound like them. It's that Dream On song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Although their Rock and Roller Coaster at MGM, I don't know why they got a fucking roller coaster, but that shit is awesome.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
you lose. It's like it's that feeling of vertigo, and then you also like you can't clinch your fists because you're going from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds.
Oh,
So like,
okay. Oh, wow.
so you're like, you just
Oh.
become Jello for like 2 seconds.
Oh, that's crazy.
We were writing that shit over and over again, like
Nice.
kids doing whippets.
Oh, wow. Bon Jovi.
Bon
Not
Jovi.
like Bon Jovi.
Nah. We're gonna have to disagree on
No,
that. No,
really?
man.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Boop,
Well,
boop, 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 boop,
No.
boop, 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 boop. You gotta hold on.
yeah, no.
I fucking love that shit. I grew up with that though.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was in Italy when he was big, so like that
Oh,
that kind of pop was really like Nirvana and shit didn't get there until like, I was already in high school, until like, cause I moved from 92 and then I went back in 96 and that's when Nirvana was popular.
okay.
But yeah,
Kid Rock.
Kid
That's
Rock
one.
is pretty
Not
awful.
like them.
What about Cotton Eye Joe?
Wait, what?
Where did you come from? Where did you go? You don't remember that song?
Oh, yeah, I do remember. Yeah, I don't even know who that is, though.
I don't even know if I'm going to be able to, like, because I keep singing little clips. I'm sure I'm fine.
Hey, that's fine. Hey.
No, I'm saying about YouTube, like getting a copyright strike.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't.
Oops.
I think you have to do a lot more than that.
Okay.
If not, I'll just go back and cut every
yeah,
instance.
cut everything. I had another one too, but damn, now I lost it. I said Kid Rock, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, there's a lot of people I hate. Not to be mean, but to step into a little jazz.
Uh-huh.
I don't like Louis Armstrong.
Really?
Annoying.
Wow.
Annoying.
Interesting.
Annoying.
I mean, I can see if you're not into like mainstream jazz.
And I'm probably only saying that, and that's probably not fair to him. I was in New Orleans a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And every like jazz club that we'd go to had to end with "It's a Wonderful World."
Yeah.
So I just got really like, ugh.
Yeah, they're playing to the tourists.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That's also such a weird scene, the jazz scene musically, because it's like there's standards. It's a little bit related to that blues thing where like blues is a musical style that's structured so that anyone can jump in.
Mm-hmm.
But the jazz, they play like and riff and vamp on a lot of what are called what are they called? Fucking standards, jazz standards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
But that was like interesting too. We were talking earlier about like about musicians and painters kind of being related.
Mhm.
Like I thought that was really interesting too, that like it's like from what I read and from speaking to locals and stuff, that there are some musicians that like never like leave New Orleans. Like
yeah.
they're able to make a living and they're just there.
No, definitely.
But they're like literally from gig to gig, like they're done.
Yeah.
Next bar.
I interviewed. I don't know if you know Erin Damastis, who was here before she left. I think she did stuff at Coaxial. I don't know if she was part of Coaxial. She might have been. But yeah, she like I interviewed her and she used to just slug around a Nord keyboard to like from gig to gig,
Wow.
which was crazy. Because like that's a wild life.
Yeah, but I mean it's admirable because like they're good players. Like just because they don't have any clout or notoriety, at least on a global scale.
Aleister Crowley is his grandson is a saxophonist.
Oh really?
Yeah, and he puts that on. He puts the fact that he's Aleister Crowley's grandson.
I'm gonna have to.
Is
he any good or?
I don't know, but I'm sure he's getting gigs because of it. Like,
oh wow, okay.
The podcast that I learned that from was like, yeah, if I got to choose between someone who's not Crowley's grandson, and someone who is, I'm gonna take Crowley's grandson, right? Like, it has a little bit of mystique.
Definitely.
So
yeah, just the fact that they have like an innate need to like, they're not making it big, but they're still doing it.
What can we promote for you? It's what we do here is even if the episode comes out after a show that you've got coming, we'll still plug it so people know you're doing shit.
Well,
I'm not now. It's like, oh shit, I don't have that.
Yeah, no. I mean, all I was gonna say, I'm pretty active on my Instagram. Juan M. Gomez Visual.
Yeah.
That's usually where I post my stuff, and you can go to the website, even though I need to work on the website because all it is paintings right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few shows in the works, but like I'm not like
ready to pitch them.
I'm not ready to pitch them.
No worries.
Yet, yeah,
but we do know that you've got stuff in the works, and you do show quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty consistent. Yeah.
Like, so I mean, that's one of the things you can do to break big is to actually be active and show.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
You're definitely doing the fucking requisites.
Yeah,
and you're in a healthy place because you're not like, I need it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Have you been able to sell any pieces recently? Because yours, I could see people buying
every once in a while.
Yeah.
I sold a painting a few months ago, so that was sometimes like things come up like that. It's like I'm not even like it's probably work I haven't shown in a while, and someone like hits me up and like, hey, like I really like this. Can I buy it?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it's one of those like weird emails that I sometimes get, like I'm Joe from Pennsylvania, and my wife. It's our anniversary.
Like some fucking scam.
Yeah, I'm always getting those, and like at first when I would get them, I would get all excited and be like, "Oh wow!" Yeah. But then I'd read it, and I'm like, "Oh, it's Joe again." But anyway, yeah. Every once in a while, I saw some stuff, so that's exciting.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
And then we are gonna be back next week with another guest with another topic. Thank you for checking us out, and I guess that's it.
And thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem, man. It's been a pleasure. I definitely love. I'm gonna probably be back down here when I interview May.
Nice.
So this is
really
not,
cool.
Yeah, I literally when I came into the studio, I saw the name of somebody that I've already booked or that I'm working on booking. We're in conversation on pinning down a date, but it was like, oh shit, I know where I'm coming now.
That's so cool. Yeah.
So that will be equidistant. You will both, up until the next very long trek, you will both be the farthest I've driven to do one of these.
Nice.
But I might, who knows? I might end up going to Colorado or some shit.
Yeah,
because I know High Beams is doing a thing in Colorado.
Oh really? Oh
yeah, they're doing like a convoy, although they don't call it convoy because convoy is problematic now.
Oh, okay, right on.
I don't think it is. I don't think those fucking protesters did anything wrong, but that makes you a pariah in society for saying that.
I have a friend that has a t-shirt company called Convoy.
Convoy, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
That's a plug for him,
Convoy, yeah. And
anyway.
No worries, man. And
yeah.
We'll check you out next week with another guest with another topic.